This is Chuck Schaefer of HCM TV, and I am joined by Ed Newman, Vice President of Strategy for iMomentous. Ed, thank you for joining me today.
Thanks, Chuck. Glad to be here.
Ed, I'd like to start our conversation by asking you to describe the iMomentous solution and also identify the enabling business opportunity that can be capitalized on or the business problem that can be solved.
Sure. Well, first of all, iMomentous, we are a mobile technology company, and we help organizations recruit, retain, and engage talent through intuitive mobile experiences. And what I mean by that is, and getting to the problem that we try to solve, everyone knows that the shift to the mobile web, in other words, people seeking out information on the internet using mobile devices, is just skyrocketing. They're anticipating within 2 years there will be more people using mobile web interfaces than desktop internet in just 2 years out. So the number one problem companies have is an interface problem, right? We need to have interfaces that are consumable on mobile devices where individuals can come to a corporate website, look for jobs, and it looks good, it's formatted to the device, you got big buttons to push on. So we solve that interface problem. But we go well beyond that, and we think the shift to mobile is as significant as the shift to the web was back in the late 90s going from client-server, and that once we get past the interface issues, we need to figure out how to engage people. And so we've gone further beyond just the career site, and we've got an app for the employees to keep them connected. Some organizations have upwards of 60% of their workforce not in front of computers all day. You know, you think about retail and hospitality and those types of industries. How do you stay connected with those employees? And mobile is an excellent platform to create that kind of engagement. So we have an Employee Connect product that allows employees to seek out company information, make employee referrals, essentially an HR intranet in the palm of your hand.
So help me understand, what are the primary benefits that your customers are achieving by leveraging mobility into their talent acquisition process?
It's an excellent question. I think the number one benefit is getting people where they are, wherever they are. When people have downtime, that's when they bring out their mobile device, and that's where you want to engage them. What we're finding with early adopters that are coming onto mobile recruiting technology, it's like a gold rush, very similar to the gold rush of the late 90s when websites first emerged with resume databases. We're seeing that kind of spike in candidate and conversion rates, but that won't last long, right? That'll be sort of short-lived. Once all companies sort of get on the bandwagon and build out their mobile interface capability, it'll be more about how do you engage people more, how do you keep an audience coming back.
Let me drill down just a little bit. Can you describe some of the use cases or business processes where adding mobility to talent acquisition brings more results?
Sure. Well, I'll give you a great example. You think about the healthcare industry. Nurse recruitment is really hot. Well, nurses are very, very busy, and they're not sitting in front of a computer all day. So when they get home, they've got choices to make. What do they want to engage their time in, and are they going to really sit down at a computer and start to hunt for jobs? So a great use case is you create a mobile experience that's designed specifically for the healthcare industry, specifically for nurses. You have content that's geared toward that population, and then you can put a QR code out onto the soft drink cup at the restaurant where the nurses happen to go to from a particular facility that you want to recruit from. And they can easily scan that, and you can engage them while they're taking their lunch break. So there's a huge opportunity to integrate your mobile online presence with print to create new and interesting experiences.
That's a great use case for the healthcare industry. Let me bubble up the question a little bit. What's the iMomentous target market, or what's the profile of the organization that's going to get the maximum payback from this type of solution?
Yeah, well, what's really interesting is, we think it's really all corporations, you have a corporate website, you have a corporate career site, you need to have some sort of mobile optimized experience for your job seekers. But we do think there is specific industries where food service, hospitality, retail, where you have a large percentage of workers that aren't in front of computers, where their primary access to the internet is the mobile device. Those are probably the ones where you see, actually it's where we're seeing early adopters. We did a report on the Fortune 500 to analyze and score and rank, who's the most ready for the mobile wave. And what we didn't find Apple, we didn't find Cisco. Those companies not coming to the top of the list.
Wow.
And what we did find were companies like Humana, companies like Tyson Foods. So organizations that you wouldn't expect to be on the cutting edge of tech are actually kind of pushed to the forefront because they need to engage this workforce in a mobile way.
What advice would you offer to the HR or business leader that's about to create or append their talent acquisition strategy with mobility?
Well, that's a question that I would hope we see a lot more of because my experience is that TA leaders are moving out with new strategies, and mobile tends to be a little bit more of the afterthought versus being an integrated component to the strategy. So I would say first and foremost is make sure mobile is integrated into the overall strategy, any new strategy, whether it be employer referral programs, whether it's any kind of sourcing campaigns. You got to make sure that you are catering to that audience. It's a rapidly growing audience, and if you're there, you're gonna capitalize on that benefit. So just incorporating mobile into the strategy is the first step.
And for the business leader that's about to deploy a mobile portion to their talent acquisition technology, are there best practices that you would recommend, or are there pitfalls that should be avoided?
Absolutely. Probably the first and foremost is, to the greatest extent possible, you want to integrate that mobile strategy with the corporate marketing group in terms of what are they doing with the corporate website. I've seen situations where the corporate side builds out their website, your talent acquisition and HR builds out theirs. There's no connection between the two. And sometimes you'll get redirected to the corporate site with no link to careers, and you can't even find and get to the career section. So being very well coordinated internally is something that's really important. And again, it reminds me of the 1990s when we had to do this for the first time, building websites. We got that covered now. It's mobile's turn.
Very good. And with that advice, I think we're at a good break point to conclude our conversation. This is Chuck Schaefer, and I've been joined by Ed Newman, Vice President of Strategy for iMomentous. Ed, thank you for joining me today.
Thanks, Chuck. Appreciate it.